Our biggest win at Gensco with BDR training has been the investment in our own team that sharpen their skill set and knowledge of the industry to go out there in the field and help as many customers as possible. I'm Ken Morgan, and I'm the Regional Equipment Sales Manager for Gensco. We utilize BDR to have our business trainings on site in a few locations, but also for our own internal team for our own training. Our role is to meet with dealers and contractors, in their offices, and predominantly they're small businesses, right? And so they all encounter very similar problems, but they might be business problems that are outside of our wheelhouse on the equipment side. So having a resource like BDR and being able to see an issue with the expertise to help guide through those problems and find solutions with those customers. We work with BDR on a program at Gensco called the Dealer Growth Program. It's about 15 dealers that participate in that program per year. And yes, we do see an increase of about 30% in just that dealer's purchases within our company. And they're long-term, long-lasting relationships, and that's a pattern that we see year over year with those customers directly. A better performing contractor or dealer will allow Gensco to sell more product and higher end product. But the benefit to that, the customer is actually making more money, better profit as well, and it just leads to a better long-term relationship. I think internally, just growing a culture of training and consistent improvement. A lot of it starts with internal training, just to identify those kind of indicators of somebody needing some help. Because sometimes you can't wait for somebody to ask. You have to see that problem actually developing in front of you. And BDR has done a lot of hands-on training directly with our sales team. That way they're up to speed, they know what to look for, they know how to offer suggestions, but truly when somebody does need that direct help and assistance, we're ready to get them engaged too. But the nice thing about BDR, they're constantly refreshing their classes, their content, and as the industry evolves, they're keeping up with that, but also forward thinking of what's next as well. I would say, of course, it's been worth the investment. I wouldn't be here in my career where I'm at, and I'm sure most people at Gensco and the dealers that we've touched would say the same thing. They're always willing to help and they're quick to respond, but ultimately they've been doing this a long time. I'm not to say they've seen it all because there's always going to be something new, but you can trust them in their response and what they offer to a dealer customer. 100%. I would recommend it for a company, large, midsize, or small, just because there's always somebody either coming up through the ranks in a large company that should get exposed to this early on. And that's a good way to kind of see if that's something they want to take the next step within your organization to be that champion of a new department or to take over for somebody who's retiring long term. A company that's either small or new, you have the benefit of starting out with this framework early and not making the mistakes of possibly a larger company. Hands down, it's the best investment that you'll make in your company.